Alright, today we are brining a turkey in beer and then we're going to smoke it. It's going to have this delicious flavor of all these spices infused in it, and then we're going to put it on the grill. It's going to get that nice smoke taste in it. It's going to be so juicy from this brine. It's going to be great. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got about a 15 pound, 12 to 15 pound turkey. It doesn't matter what size you use. I've got a stock pot here. This fits in my fridge. If you don't have a stock pot like this that will fit in your fridge, you can use a 5-gallon bucket and kind of do it the same way. But you'll need to put ice on top of it, of course, because to keep it cold. It needs to be cold so the turkey doesn't spoil, because we're going to brine this for about 24 hours. So, yeah, so let's get started and I'll show you everything that goes in here. Well, let me go over it first. Beer, salt, sugar, bay leaves. We got some coriander, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and this is what I'm using is guava nectar. You get at the dollar store for $1, of course. Or you could use if you can't find this, just use apple juice. You could use apple juice as well. And it doesn't have to be these certain spices. You could use whatever you want. You can make it more like a Cajun or whatever, but you need the salt and the sugar to go in this brine. And of course, I'm using beer. You could use water if you don't want to use the beer, but I think the beer is going to add a great flavor. So let's get started. All right, we got about 6 beers in here. You don't want to put all the beer in first, because if you put the turkey in, obviously the liquid will come over the top. And you still need room for the guava. Like I said, this is the guava nectar I'm using. Let's go ahead and get that in there, and then we'll put all the spices in there. There we go. We'll add a nice little sweet juiciness to that turkey. Alright, so with any brine you need a ton of salt to penetrate into the meat. So we're going to use a little bit over a cup of salt. See how much this foams up. Keeps going and going and going. Alright, that's good. Now I'm going to put in some onion powder. Let me see here. We got about 1.5 tablespoons that was left in there. Garlic powder. Now garlic powder, this cheap garlic powder, make sure you always smell it, because garlic powder, I've gotten some cheap garlic powder and it just smells, it doesn't smell very good, and that's what it's going to taste like. So smell it, make sure it smells like garlic powder. About 2 tablespoons, maybe a little bit more. And you could put, doesn't have any black pepper corn, so I'm just going to use just straight ground black pepper. About 1 tablespoon there. A couple of bay leaves here. Well, if I get it open, there we go. A couple of three bay leaves, and some coriander. You could put the coriander seed in there, but this is ground coriander. I'm going to put coriander is in like any poultry seasoning. That's one of the main ingredients you'll see in there. So I'm going to add in about, let's see, yeah, almost 2 tablespoons of that. And then some sugar. It already has some sweetness from that guava drink, but we're going to put in about 1.5 cups of sugar. Alright, now I'm going to stir that around and then put the turkey in there, add more beer and a little bit more of that nectar, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, we've got it in the pot, so we're just going to fill it up. I stirred up the seasoning in there. Just going to fill it up until it reaches just above the top of the turkey there. A couple more beers. And you want this beer to be cold, I forgot to mention that. You don't want this turkey to become above temperature. So you can fit it in the fridge, that's great in this pot. If not, you have a tall cooler, you could put it in there and surround it with ice. If you don't do that, but fill a 5-gallon bucket up and you'll have to continually add ice. It will dilute your brine there, but if that's your only option, that will work as well. Look at that. There we go. See how many beers this takes. Look at that now. I think it's going to take like a 12-pack. So, oh man, this is going to be good. I'm using just light, cheap beer. Keystone. It kind of tastes like Coors Light, but cheaper. But you could use something a little stronger if you wanted. Like an IPA might be kind of good. And like I said, you could use apple juice if you can't find this guava juice, or use whatever spices you want. Make it Cajun style. You could even make it like an island style. I guess that guava kind of is, but you could, put some cloves and cinnamon, stuff like that in there. Well, there we go. One last one. So this is 15 beers I put in here. There we go. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and it's going to brine for 24 hours, then we'll start up the grill and get it smoking. Alright, here we go. It's been 24 hours. I'm using this hardwood lump charcoal. Looks like, see that? This looks like wood, basically, burnt wood. It's the best charcoal. It lights quick, and it doesn't have any chemicals or anything like that. And then I bought this mesquite wood chips. I've got them soaking, and the best way to do this, I'm doing it just like a big grill. You don't have to have an actual smoker to do this, but I put it in the chimney. Of course you load up the charcoal and you just put some paper there if you've never done that before, and just light it and then let it sit, and it will all get going. So once this is nice and lit and some of the charcoal's red in there, I'll show you how to get going. Alright, so I've got the top closed off so the smoke can penetrate. And over here on the side, if you can see that, I'm going to close the damper down just to where it's barely open. You want to keep the temperature kind of below 300 degrees. So let's open it up. It's been about 20 minutes. I'm going to throw some more wood chips on here. There you go. Took some of that rosemary and just kind of put it inside the turkey. Just grab another handful about every 20 minutes or so. And then if the charcoal starts to get low, go ahead and put a little bit more on there. You can see it's already starting to smoke there. Get a nice color. And there we go. We'll keep on doing this for a couple hours and make sure it gets up to temperature. Here it is. It's about a 12-pound turkey. I cooked it about a little bit over 2 hours. 2 hours and about 15 minutes. Was at 300 degrees almost the whole entire time. So kind of gives you, I just checked it and the temperature's great. You can see the legs have pulled back there off the bone, and the juices are all clear. Temperature's good on the inside, so we're going to pull this sucker off and let it rest for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to cut it up. Man, that's a good looking turkey.